How men view feminism. How women view feminism. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, clearly evening. Hammerhand, the MGTOW monk, back at you. One more again, man. Yo, man, yo. Yo. You have to ask yourself why this term gets bandied about the way that it does. Feminism, right? What's so good about feminism? Let's be honest. Let's try to figure it out. What did it do for women? What did it do, right? Feminism, right? The art of exploring the female, right? I'm not going to tell you that in the Merriam-Webster dictionary or the Webster Merriam. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to give you the correct book definition. You know, the authors of these ideologies, they write their own definitions, and I can't say that I blame them, not one little bit. You kind of get to put down what you want to put down for the shit that you helped to create. Sort of like MGTOW, when people try to run up in here and start changing terms and definitions and alter the philosophy. Yeah, we don't really do that. Nobody puts up with that shit. And I don't blame Red Pillars or MGTOW for not putting up with that. What has feminism done for women? It's done a lot. A lot. We'll explore that one first. Then we're going to explore what it's done to them. Big difference. What has it done for you? What has it done to you? Well, it put them on equal footing with men politically, right? It put them in the playing field as far as equal pay. I don't think that that's a bad thing. I don't think equal pay is bad. Being on the same level foot with men politically has been a disaster. It's been an absolute disaster, an unmitigated failure. It's something that this country has embraced now for going on 70, 80 years, and it has done nothing for men, but it has done a lot to men. You see, there seems to be this thing out there where people unfailingly and unflinchingly say that in order for us to advance, in order for us to be better, we have to hammer you motherfuckers into the ground like nails. And, hold on. Come up here. Come up here. They do it. And they have no remorse, no pity, no fear about doing it. They do it. Every time. That's what the females do. You can't advance with them, you see. They can't advance with you. Feminism ultimately means superiority. It means them controlling everything. Oh, it's 50%. Oh, well, if we have 51% of the population, we should be represented that way. If we got 80% of the population, we should be represented that way. And then you can see where the trouble starts. What it did for them was allow them to vote men as slaves. You see, men have always been the producers. Men have always been the breadwinners. Men have always been the laborers, the builders, the constructors. And then they get to come in and start slicing up your pie. Now, if they're pulling their own weight, if they have credentials, if they're decent, honest, good, loving, faithful, if they bust ass, if they're power lifters, race car drivers, I don't give a fuck what they are. If you want to do that and you want to toe the fucking line, toe that line. Do it. There's nobody today that's going to hold you back, but the prevailing narrative is that this is the most racist, the most bigoted, the most misogynistic country on the face of the motherfucking earth. And everybody knows that that's a complete falsehood. Absolute lie. Absolute lie. You are living in one of the most progressive countries on the fucking planet. On the planet. How many other countries out there do you see female billionaires in? 1? 3? 4? I don't have the stats in front of me, but I know it's not 10. I know that. I know that for a fact. Roll this window down. Get some in here. Oh, man. Put a little bit of that breeze through here. It's nice out there. 63 fucking degrees at 7:30 at night. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. December 23rd. Ridiculous. Feminism allowed women to enjoy the same benefits that men enjoy. And men don't run out there and say, ha, 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 we got all this shit and we didn't have to do nothing. No, they had to volunteer to be conscripted. You traded your freedom for the right to vote. You see, for the right to own property. And it wasn't always all men, not by a goddamn sight. It wasn't. It was the very select few, the people that really fought and conquered this planet, divvied up all the land masses, laid claim to the international boundaries, the air and the space above. And those are the same people that are still doing that to this day. To this day. Real true freedom is the ability to get out there and fucking die from a toothache or a burst appendix. That's real freedom. There ain't too many people that's going to pick up on that one, that's going to understand what I mean by that. Real freedom is not getting in your car, driving 5 minutes, and going to the supermarket. That's real pacification. That's real slavery. That's real codependence. That's what that is. They also got off the hook when it came to the draft. So let me get this right. You get all of my shit. You get everything that I've got, and none of the indemnity. Well, that's one of the things that it did for women right there. That's one of the things it did for women. Gave them a whole bunch of shit with no risk. That's like handing $1 million to a 12-year-old and saying, just shop a little. Huh. It took men thousands of years to order and structure society. Several thousands of years to order and structure society. And in the last 100, women have been given all of those positions. I don't want to hear shit about how suffragettes had to fight for their rights. There ain't no fighting. They decide that they're going to firebomb a couple of places. You shoot them dead, and you imprison the other motherfuckers. It was allowed to happen. You see, when you have fully half of your population out there that is not being taxed, not drawing revenue, not doing any of that shit, guess what else you got? You got a tax bridge. You got an idea. You got Rockefellers. You got Bilderbergs. You got all of that shit. That's a lot of what feminism did for women. You build all of the organization, you build all of the structure, you build all of the infrastructure, then you've got a big problem. You got to keep it going. So in just a few short decades, all of those obstacles were toppled, many of them reversed, and many more were directed solely at men through legal manipulation, a la Catherine McKinnon and all of the cocksuckers like her. She probably never actually sucked a cock, though. I would doubt that she actually ever did that. I wouldn't trust her to bite that shit anyways, or not bite it. These miserable motherfuckers despise you. They hate you. They can't stand you. They do absolutely understand their place in the natural chain. But our concepts of law, use of force, and manipulation allow them to get to certain heights that most men will never see. A man with 2 kids can't walk into a welfare office and go sue a bitch. You see? It would be surprising to me if he could go and get anything other than maybe WIC or SNAP, anything like that. If you don't have titties and an axe wound, they won't look at you. They don't care about your circumstance. That's not a natural problem. That is a manipulated problem. That's a gendered issue, and it's gendered on purpose to disadvantage men. You see, what feminism ultimately is not equality. It's not even supremacy. It's revenge. It's revenge. And now we move to the portion of this program where we find out what it did to them. I was just watching powerlifting competitions, old ones, not real old, couple of years old. And I was watching all of the folks out there that were doing their fucking thing. The men, the women, all the different weight classes. And up to about that 145 pound, 200 pound weight range for men and women. Women can max out. You don't see them getting much more than 600 pounds. As bulky and muscular as they can become. Now you put a guy on that, the guy he's blowing them out of the fucking water. He's doubling, and in some instances, some of these genetic freaks out here, tripling their weight record, their female weight record. Why do we have different divisions? I'll wait. Why do we have the WNBA? Why do we have female junior hockey leagues? In every sport where women compete directly with men, 99.999% of the time, they lose. You'll always have some stupid son of a bitch run up and say, well, but Billie Jean King whooped the shit out of Billy Riggs. Whatever. You got somebody like Serena Williams, whom I absolutely abhor. Cannot stand that woman. Who will go on national television and say out loud that she lost to a fucking guy twice who was ranked 200th or lower in the world. And she didn't lose a little bit. It wasn't like a 6-5 or a 6-7 loss. It was a smoking, like a total fucking annihilation. She'll tell you, going up against the best players in the world, females don't stand a fucking chance. Going up against the best male swimmers in the world, females don't have a chance. Going up against the best male gymnasts in the world, females don't have a chance. The best weightlifters, the best race car drivers, the best footballers, the best tennis players, the best computer game players. It's ridiculous. That's what it's done to them, is turned them into ultra-competitive buffoons with delusions of grandeur. Now, if they're competing amongst themselves and they hone their skills, that's amazing. And if you're the best in the world amongst women, that is something to thump your chest about. Then if you want to go and try men, go on ahead. Try your luck. See what happens. Now you have women like Amanda Nunes, MMA, openly calling out male fighters. Openly calling out male fighters. Well, go ahead. Try your luck at that and see what happens. If there is a male fighter that is brave enough to get in the ring with Amanda Nunes, and I don't mean that like she's something to be feared. I mean when he obliterates her, when he destroys her, the world is going to come down on him. It would ruin the women's division overnight. It would destroy the women's division. There's too much hype around too little product. You got these broads that are walking out there with their tight braids and their little scrunched up faces and shit. They got a couple of little bicep bulges, and then they're badasses. When Ronda Rousey was running her fucking mouth and Tank Murdoch answered the fucking call, nobody heard anything about that. And they shamed Tank Murdoch for saying that he would stomp a mud hole in her ass. And she knew better. Come on now. She knew better. She's just trying to hype that bullshit. But I don't think Amanda Nunes is that kind of person. I think she thinks because she whooped Chris Cyborg that all of a sudden she's a man. It doesn't work that way, honey. It doesn't work that way. Cheers. Crazy, crazy shit out here in the world. What it's done to them is it's reduced their breasts. It's reduced their appeal. It's masculinized them. And because all the focus is on them, all of the fellas out here, they're growing titties. Their dicks are shrinking. Ah, it's ridiculous. Oh, man, he's got it. Kill him. Oh, put a mask on that bitch. That's what feminism has done for women and to women. And I don't think that any of it's very good for the human race. Your birth rates are in the toilet. Your marriage rates are almost non-existent. The red pill and MGTOW terminology has spread far and wide. The awareness of cases against men for frivolous sexual assault claims, for touching someone's elbow, for reaching out and grabbing somebody's hand, that all of a sudden is a sexual assault. You see? If you rubbed up against somebody on a fucking bus and it was crowded, well, that's sexual assault. It's not just rubbing on somebody. The mere act of touching them without them falling all over you is sexual assault now. What fucking moron, with any kind of knowledge anyways, would risk that? I know that there are hundreds of millions of simpletons out here that go trek up their OnlyFans, their sugar babies, their Ashley Madisons, seeking arrangements. I know that they go to all of these places because they're lonely and they're broken and they don't know how to fix it. And they think that shouting some bitch out for $20, for $30, and having them say your name or run down that list of 100 names where they're getting paid, boy. It's not like walking into a strip club where you can get a little titty, where you might be found appealing and actually go home with one of them occasionally, every once in a while. It has been known to happen. Right? Now it's being done just like this. And it's the same thing all over again. They're not risking anything. They don't have pride. They don't have any pride. They've been engineered out of it. See, pride's a vessel. It's a philosophy, like MGTOW. We flock to MGTOW to disabuse ourselves of bullshit, of nonsense. That's what we do. They run away from things like pride and accountability like it was trying to kill them, because it's what they've been taught. That's what feminism has done for females. It has done nothing for them. Repeal the 19th Amendment immediately. If you're talking about repealing the first or curtailing it, if you're talking about repealing the second or curtailing it, just eliminate the fucking Bill of Rights. Get rid of it. Set this motherfucker back. Let's roll the fucking clock back and let's do it right now. Right? It's amazing to me how many people would watch a person like myself say that and then think to themselves, oh man, that's just so he can dominate those poor women. I couldn't be less interested. Couldn't be less interested. Don't care. It's nice to know a down-ass girl. It's nice to know a female that's comfortable in her own skin. That's nice to know. I roll this down now. Those loudmouths out there, stop talking. Got some neighbors over here. They don't have much consideration. There ain't much to know about them anymore. They're hollow vessels. And I think if you talk to any of them honestly, you're going to get those answers. If you talk to any of them honestly, they will let you know straight up, yeah, I spent a lot of time working on a career. Yeah, I was not what I wanted to be. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I was a party girl. Yeah, it was fucked up and it was wrong. Yeah, I'm also 38 fucking years old now and I've realized the error of my ways, and you're well past delivering healthy, good kids. And it's too late. There's resentment, actual strong resentment from women for being women. They see everything connected to a dick, it has an upside to them. They don't realize and have never been shown the actual labor that a man has to go through every single day just to stay alive. And they couldn't care less. That's another thing that feminism has done to women, is it has compromised to a fatal extent their ability for any type of empathy. They just don't have it. And I don't think that they ever will. At least not for the next several generations. And the way that things are going now, it wouldn't shock me to see this complete crash within a decade. There's just no way that this is coming back unless you do something incredibly drastic like repeal the 19th Amendment. Repeal the 19th Amendment. You have no choice at this point in time. These people, your politicians, your elected leaders, understand what these real problems are. They just see it from a different angle. They think that you and your inability to accept this nonsense is the problem. That's what they think. Well, we're just showing the world a new way. What's so wrong with that? We're just going to put it all on them now. Nobody will accept this. And by nobody, I mean any man with any type of masculinity or self-respect. No man will accept this. Repealing the 19th Amendment is the only way to go. It's the only way to go now to get forward. You have to remove the cancer from your systems. You understand? You understand what I'm saying when I say that? You have to remove the voting influence from your system. You have to remove that type of pandering from your system. These people constantly, consistently, and forever will vote themselves entitlements. I don't know a man out here that votes for entitlements. He votes for country. He votes for the well-being of his people. I'm not saying that there aren't any. I'm not saying that. I know that there are some. I'm saying that I don't know one. Every vote that I have ever cast very rarely has me directly at the heart of the vote. It's what's good for this country. How is this going to move us in the next 4 years, 8 years, 12 years? That's what I think about when I stand at a voting box, a ballot station. And now that is even questionable. Now that is suspect, highly suspect. We've got too many people with too many fingers and too many pies that are running shit, and they're running it into the ground. And they're not doing us any favors. They're just taking care of business for themselves, whether it's a foreign influence or a domestic enemy. Right now, you can consider your female voting base domestic enemies. You may not agree with that. You may think that it's a bit on the harsh side. But I promise you, when you tell these bitches not to vote for entitlements, they will look at you like you're an alien. They'll vote you into oblivion. They will oppress you with their vote, and they're good at it. They've been groomed for it. It's what they do. Repeal that 19th Amendment. Get it the fuck out of here. I'm sure right now, if somebody presented this case in a way that people could understand, even women would vote for it.